Hey, Mama. Welcome to Marketing Without Socials for Moms, the go-to podcast for moms in business who want to stop relying on social media to build their business and build it in a way that fits their current season of life. I'm your host, Andrea Singletary, a wife, mama of two, and visibility strategist for moms. Each week, I'm giving you the inside scoop on how to increase your visibility, leads, and sales through podcasting, email marketing, and collaborations. Ready to truly make social media optional in your business? Grab your chai tea latte and let's dive into today's episode. Hey, Mama. So unless you follow me on Threads or you're part of the Social Media Detox Club, then you probably don't know that I am currently in the process of planning, organizing, and hosting my very first audio summit. I'm also creating a resource for the mamas in the Social Media Detox Club to give them all the tools and resources they need to plan and host their own, summits and bundles. And I'm so freaking excited about this. There are some major upgrades coming to the Social Media Detox Club, and it's about to become the hub for moms in business who truly want to make their business social media optional. So excited about it. But anyways, let's get into the topic for today. So part of the process of planning any type of event is deciding on who you want to pitch to participate. And the first thing I did when I started planning my audio summit was made my dream pitch list. And on this list were a few people who would be considered, somewhat big names in the online space. And what I mean by that is they are pretty well known in the online space. They're much further along in business than I am. And they are six-figure business owners who are most likely at, a stage in business where they are getting paid to speak at various events. So since I'm currently in, this audio summit planning mode, I thought it would be cool to talk about it here on the podcast in relation to a question I received from one of the mamas in my community. So her question was, what's the best way to approach a collab with someone who may be out of your league? And then she had a follow-up question, which was, should you follow up if they say no or don't respond? So to answer these questions, I'm going to walk you through what I did and what I would recommend doing. So when it comes to collaborations, relationships are so important. I can't stress this enough. If you have a relationship with the person you're pitching or you're connected to someone in their network, a yes is more likely to happen. And this is exactly what I saw with my pitches for my audio summit. So everyone I pitched, with the exception of one person, said yes. And they were actually so excited I invited them to collaborate. The one person who said no, she honestly had no clue who I was. And I didn't blame her. I still was like, I'm going to shoot my shot, see what happens. And although I knew someone in her network, I didn't think about it at the time to ask them to make that introduction for me. Everyone else, though, was familiar with me and had some type of relationship with me, or we were connected in some way. Some of the women I pitched, we even met in person before, or we run in kind of like similar circles and everything like that. And so with that said, I recommend building a relationship first before sending your pitch. This relationship building can take shape in different ways. So one, this can be asking a mutual connection to introduce the two of you, to essentially, send an email introducing the two of you. You can also reach out to the person directly and just start engaging with them and even invite them for a coffee chat. And I know people sometimes feel weird about coffee chats, but I'm telling you, for collaboration purposes, they're really amazing. I've been doing these lately, the past couple of weeks, and it's been really amazing to connect with other women, really see what they're doing, and then looking at how we can support each other. So if you're doing a coffee chat, it really should be a connection call, not you trying to sell them, in one of your offers or something like that. But anyways, you can do a coffee chat. And then building some type of relationship or even just getting on the person's radar, so to speak, and just kind of making yourself known to them helps so much. So I will say one of the platforms that's really, really good for this is Threads, like engaging with their content that way. Because it's more conversational, I would say, compared to Instagram. Instagram, you have the visuals too. And I don't know, people aren't always as responsive like in the comments, but with threads, like the whole thing, like the whole point is just having those conversations. And so you following that person and engaging with their content and everything, like that can just open up the door and open up conversations and stuff that can eventually lead to you pitching them to participate in, whatever event you're hosting. Like I said, first thing is building the relationship. After you make that connection, reach out to them and invite them to collaborate with you. So before you reach out to invite them to collaborate with you, you want to make sure you have all your information organized and ready to go so you can make sure that all of their questions are going to be answered and it leaves no room for confusion. And I bring this up because I've had it a few times where people have emailed me inviting me to, speak at their event or participate in a bundle with them. And then when I ask, like, oh, can I get more information about the event, like who the target audience is, what the overall theme or focus of the event is, and they don't have it ready. And then like the conversation kind of ends up dying off because I'm not going to say yes to anything without having the full information. Like, I want to make sure that it's going to be mutually beneficial. And so, you just coming prepared and having all of that, it just, again, kind of really helps build that trust, especially if it's somebody new to you. Like, it's like, oh, okay, she's on top of her stuff. She has all the information. I know exactly what I need to know to decide whether or not this is a collaboration I want to participate in. So what I ended up doing was not sending out any of my pitches until I had the Audio Summit overview, like with all of the details about the summit. So what it's about, who the target audience is, what's expected of the speakers, deadlines, all of that information. So when I had that ready and then the speaker application ready, that's when I sent out my pitches. And this gave potential speakers like all of the information they needed. And then allowed room for them to ask any questions they may have had that may have not been addressed on the information page. I also contacted everyone via email except for one person. For a few of the people I pitched, they're either not on Instagram or we weren't following each other, and I didn't want to risk my message getting lost in their request folder. For the person that I did pitch via Instagram, we were already having a conversation in the DMs about something else. And I just was like, oh, let me just shoot my shot right now. And I did it that way. That is what to do after you've made that connection. Now, as far as like the response time, following up, that type of thing. So for a couple of people, I got an immediate response or a response within about 24 to 48 hours after I sent the email. For others, I did not get a response that first week. So instead of thinking like the worst or believing they ignored my email, I followed up with them the following Monday and I got immediate responses. So when I had sent out the initial email, it was on a holiday. I think it was like President's Day. And so many of them had their kids home. They took the day off. One of the other mamas I had pitched, she said her kids have been sick all month. And so basically all of the ones who hadn't responded, they were so thankful that I did follow up. So to answer the specific question about like, do you follow up? Definitely follow up with the people who haven't responded. I would give it anywhere from 5 to 7 days before you follow up, but make sure you follow up. The reality is that life can be lifing for them, or your email could have gotten buried beneath other emails, like especially if you do like I did and send it around a holiday. And then for those who tell you no, thank them for considering the collaboration, wish them the best, and move on. It's nothing personal, right? And so when it comes to pitching like bigger names in the online space, shoot your shot. The worst someone can say is no or ignore you. Like, it's not the end of the world. And, you will be surprised by how most people will feel so honored that you thought of them and invited them. Like, that is one of the things that I saw throughout all of this. Like, even the person who said no, she, shared that she felt really honored that I thought of her and everything. And so there are some really, really cool and down to earth big names in the online space. Like, don't let their name or status intimidate you. Reach out to them, shoot your shot. Like, they are people just like you are and everything like that. But if you don't ask, you'll never know, right? To kind of wrap this up, as far as like how to pitch, I would say the biggest thing is to try to build a relationship. Or again, if you have a mutual connection, ask that mutual connection to start the conversation for you. Like, relationships are so important when it comes to collaborations, and it makes a world of a difference. Like, I've been doing collaborations for a couple of years now, and that's one of the things that I'm seeing, like that relationship building is the heart of it. The relationship building is how you see the success and everything. So build those relationships, make those connections, invite people for coffee chats and different things like that. But okay, there's a couple things that I want to add in before I wrap up this episode. If you want to be the first to know about the audio summit I'm hosting, run right now and join my email list. You can do that at mamaturnedmompreneur.com/marketing without socials. Also, like I mentioned earlier, the Social Media Detox Club is getting a major glow up. I will be sharing more about this next month on the podcast into my email list. But if you are serious about making your business social media optional and want to create a non-social media marketing plan that will get you results, the Social Media Detox Club is where you need to be. Like, I'm not even kidding you. So you can join us at mamaturnedmompreneur.com/membership. Both of these will be linked below in the episode description and in the show notes. All right, Mama, I'll catch you in the next episode. Hey, Mama. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to hang with me. I would love to keep the conversation going. So head to mamaturnedmompreneur.com/marketing without socials to join my email community. I share even more tips and strategies for building a business that doesn't rely on social media and one that fits your current season of life, as well as more behind the scenes of mom and business life. All right, Mama, that's it for today, but I'll catch up with you again next week.